This is my first official YouTube video, guys. I'm so excited that I finally found the courage to do this, and hooray to many more to come. I'm Trinity, and in this video I'll talk about some of the challenges that new YouTubers face and how to overcome them. So basically, this is from my point of view. These are some of the hurdles that I had to cross to finally be able to sit here today and record my first official YouTube video. So in no particular order and without wasting much of your time, let's get into it. Number one challenge for me would be talking to the camera. You see, talking comes easy for me, be it project defense, giving health talks, or just random speeches. But when faced with the camera, it becomes such an Herculean task that I either get tongue-tied, become nervous, or my words don't form, and even when they form, they just don't come out right. I'm also faced with problem of where to look at. Do I focus on the lens or just pretend that I'm unaware that there's a camera in my face? Then another issue is my hands. What do I do with my hands? Do I just keep them by my side, keep them on the table? That's if I have a table in front of me. Or do I just keep them on the armrest of the chair? Or do I gesticulate? And then when I gesticulate, how much of it, you can see, is too much. So these are problems that I've been faced with in the past couple of months while trying to do this. But one way that I was able to overcome it, although not completely, I still get nervous every now and then. It doesn't just disappear. One way that I have been able to become better is practice. Practice, 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 constant practice. Not just practicing, you practice in front of the mirror, in front of your camera, or even when you have your friends and family members around. It would help reduce this tension you feel, the tension that builds up whenever you are in front of the camera. Because who just gets up to try something they've never done before without practice? Man, the person should be ready for a massive flop. Next for me would be overthinking. Man, overthinking is such a burden. It's energy draining. It drains the life out of you. You know what it does? It increases your stress level and reduces your creativity. And man, that's the last thing that you need as a content creator. So while you worry about whether you'd be accepted by the community or not, whether your content would be loved or not, you end up creating content that are below par or even worse. The solution to this is for you to focus on the things that you have control over. Have you heard this saying that when you lay flat for people to climb on you, for people to walk on you, there are those who will complain that you are not flat enough? So focus on things that you can control and let go of those you have no control over. People's emotions, their reactions to your content are things that you have no control over. However, you have control over your content, your creativity, and the things you release out. While you focus on the things you can control, which is your content, you end up giving the community fun content that they will enjoy and benefit from. Another challenge would be impostor syndrome. This is an experience of believing that you are not as competent as people perceive you. You know, you feel like they give you too much credit than you deserve. It's all in here. It's a mind game. So it's up to you to break out of these shackles. One way that I personally was able to resolve this, was able to break free from this challenge, was that I actually extended hand of friendship to people who are like-minded, people who share the same goals as me. And also, I did my research on other YouTubers, both those that have made a name for themselves and those who are just upcoming. I actually went way back to view their very first video to see how they began, the way they started. I was able to get some comfort and to know that yes, all is well and all would be well. So I say you reach out to people who are like-minded. You look for colleagues or old acquaintances who are now YouTubers, and then you could talk to them about this problem. At times, talking to people could help, you know. They could tell you how they overcame it, or better still, you do your research, watch these big YouTubers, you also do research and look for their first video to see how they started. It's okay to start small. It's okay to make mistakes while you start. It's very okay. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to get it all right. You know, you learn as you go. You learn, and then you tend to correct your mistakes and gain more experiences. Some of the YouTubers that did it for me was Kelechi Mgbemena, although she's now a big name in the industry. But there was one of her YouTube video where she talked about her first video, and then I was curious to know what happened, why she was particular about the first YouTube video she made. I went to watch the first video and I saw that, wow, the Kelechi Mgbemena I know and see now is actually different from that very first video. A lot had changed because it was a growth process for her. And if you just give yourself time, you would also grow. Perfectionism is another problem that new YouTubers face while starting their channel. At least I was faced with that problem, and I'm still trying to figure out if it was because of my personality as a perfectionist or it's just general. I was able to overcome this by just overlooking things. Let things slide, just let things go, especially things that you don't have control over. And I'm of the opinion that if it doesn't affect the message of your content, just let it go. There's some inconsequential mistakes or errors, or should I say flaws, that you don't have to try to get right. You can't get every detail right. It's not possible. So you just overlook these things and let them go. Most of these flaws and mistakes actually add comic relief to content. You never can tell. Your content might even blow just because of that thing that you see as a mistake. One other challenge that I want to talk about would be divided attention or multitasking. Are you familiar with the saying, jack of all trades, master of none? That was me a few months back. While I was working on my intro video, a get to know me tag, which was the first video I wanted to have on my channel, I had idea for other content or topic that I would like to also work on. Now, rather than just jot down those ideas as I was getting them, I decided to work on them alongside the intro video I was working on. So in the end, my energy was just everywhere. My energy, my focus was on the entire thing, both my intro video and the other ideas that I was getting. And in the long run, I ended up losing interest, both in the intro video that I was working on and those other ideas, because it was overwhelming. It became so overwhelming that I couldn't concentrate on one thing in particular. One way to overcome this is simple. Focus on the task at hand. What you are working on right now, focus on that. When ideas come, you write them down. You jot them down in a notepad in your phone so you don't forget. And then later on, you go back to them. When you are done with what you are working on, you go back to them and see how you can build on the ideas that you've written down. I'm aware that these established YouTubers batch shoot, like they shoot videos that they would post for a month, and some of them post 2 times a week. So imagine you batch shooting in a day, videos for 1 month, how many videos that would be. But the truth is, you are not established. You are a beginner, you are a newbie. You need to give yourself time to learn the process. You need to give yourself time to grow. These things take time. It takes experience. You can't just wake up one day and start doing something that someone who has been in the business for 10 years has been doing. You can't wake up one day and start doing it. It's not possible. No matter the amount of resources you have at your disposal, you still need time. There are things that only time can help you achieve. So give yourself time, focus on the task ahead, focus on what matters. Thanks guys, thanks for watching my video. Don't forget to click on the like button and subscribe to my channel to get more notifications when I post new video. Also share the link with family and friends and encourage them to subscribe. Thank you guys, see you next time.